Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be using the BFF Alondra Elsy collection with BH Cosmetics. I did purchase the eye palette, the face palette, and I also purchased their lip duos. I have already used these products. I actually filmed a video doing a look with these products and it was a complete fail. So today I am trying to film this again and it actually turned out really well. So right off the bat, I will say that I do love every one of these products. You guys are going to see me apply them. You're going to see how great the quality is, how good the pigmentation is, how easy they are to use. I just love the way everything worked out. Now, the only thing I'm going to mention that I was not fond of, and it's not the quality of this item, it's actually that this item looks kind of gray on me and it's just my personal preference. I don't usually go for cool toned pink highlighters, and it's the highlighter that's in the face palette. So this is the only item out of everything that really did not work for me, but it's only because I preferred not to use this type of, or this shade of highlighter. So let me go ahead and show you the palettes really quickly. I do show you swatches of the lip products in the video, so I'm not going to show you swatches of those, but I do want you to look at each palette. And this one is called the BFF Shadow Palette. It comes in like this rose gold packaging. It's actually cardboard packaging. And then inside it has a mirror. And then these are the gorgeous shades that are in the palette. All the shades in here that I've used have been really, really good quality. So I do love that. And I do love that this palette was very affordable. I will list the prices here and the name of the palette. I haven't used some of the lighter shades in here, but I will be using those here pretty soon. And I'll just kind of update you guys. But all the other shades that I've used are perfection. And then I picked up the BFF Snatched Face Palette. This is what that looks like. Same rose gold packaging. On the inside it has a mirror, which is excellent. And then here are the bronzers right here. This is a blush, and then here's your highlighter. But like I said, the highlighter is just not for me, but the bronzers and the cheek color are absolutely beautiful. Now these are a little bit powdery, but it's not really a big deal. The pigmentation's there, the blendability's there, and all you have to do is really just tap off your brush or just go in with a light hand. So yeah, I really love both of these palettes. I didn't have a lot of fallout with the shadows, and the face products went on really well. So I really do love this collection. It is such a gorgeous collection, guys. You guys are gonna see in the video. So super excited that I purchased them. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started. I've already done my base makeup. I will list everything down in the description box below. I've already put on my Mario Master Eye Prep-In set for my lids so that I would have a primer for the shadow. Now, like I said in the intro, I have used this product before. And the first time I filmed with this, I really did love the eye look that I created. So today I don't want to do the same thing. I do love that, but I do want to use some other shades in this palette. If you guys haven't seen them up close, here are the shades right here. Really beautiful, colorful shades like for the spring and summer months. You could also lead this into fall and winter as well because of the darker shades. So I'm going to go ahead and create a different look today using this palette. Now I don't have any concealer on because I didn't want to put any on just in case I had a little bit of fallout. Now, the last time I used it, I didn't have much fallout. I had just a tiny bit with the darker shades. So just in case I do have a little bit, I will wipe it away and then put my concealer on. So let me show you the shades that I used the last time so you guys will know what colors I used. So I did use Latte, I used Aloe and Else, I used Salvadoreña, I also used Bougie, and I think that was it. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, and this one's called Peach. So I'm gonna use that as a slight transition shade. Now it is very light, so I don't know how well it's gonna show up on me. I switched my room around and I have the shelf back here kind of like catty corner, and I like it better that way. I have a lot more room in front of me than I did before, so I like the new layout in here. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very light peach shade. It's not really dark at all. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the shade 24, which is like a gold yellow. So I'm going to use the same brush. I'm using the Morphe E28 brush to apply those shades. I'm just going in a back and forth motion. I will say that the shades that I used the other day, the mattes and the shimmers, are amazing in this palette. Okay, that is really pretty. I like that shade. It doesn't look like a gold shade. It looks more like of a kind of like a camel shade with a little bit of yellow. So now I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is OOTD. So I'm going to use that with a Morphe M573, and I'm just going to place that on the outer corner and bring it in to the crease, blending it really well because like I said, these are very pigmented. With this shade, you don't need a lot, so start off with like a light hand. You don't want to have a big blotchy spot there, so you need to go in with very little product and then just work your way up to your desired pigmentation. Just work your way up to that. So I'm going to go in with this Morphe E13 and I'm just going to clean the edges. It is a clean brush, so it doesn't have any product on it. All right, so I'm going to take a MAC 242 and I'm going to go into this shade right here called Messy. It's kind of like a green sparkly shade. And I'm just going to press that on the eyelid. Beautiful. These shimmer shades, they kind of look like wet on the eye. They're super gorgeous on the eyelid. And the other shade that I used the other day, the Bougie shade, that one looked just like this one. It was so beautiful on the eye. And I did wet my brush when I used the Bougie shade that's like this one. And it did intensify it a little bit more, but honestly, guys, you don't even need to wet your brush. They're that good. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of the OOTD and I'm just gonna put a little bit on the edge just to kind of define that eye look. I don't want it to be too dark there, but I'm just putting a little bit on the edge. I was so amazed by this palette, guys. It is so good, and BH Cosmetics is a really good affordable brand, and for them to come out with a palette of this quality is amazing, especially for the price that you're purchasing the palette for. So I'm really loving the way this palette is coming off on the eyes. I love the quality of it. The pigmentation is there, just really beautiful. Before we get into the BFF Snatch Face Palette, I do want to go ahead and apply concealer. I want to do my eyebrows, my eyelashes, all that good stuff before we come back and get into the other products. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera and I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so I went ahead and put on some lashes and I put these on by Ardell. These are the 257s. They are the Mega Volume. These are some of my favorite lashes from the drugstore. So let's go ahead and get started with this BFF Snatch Face Palette. I have used this already, guys, and it is so good. Now, the only thing I don't like about this face palette is the highlighter. And it's not that it's not a good highlighter. It's a very creamy, very bright highlighter. The thing of it is that it has like that, I don't know, it's kind of like a pink undertone, but it makes my skin look a little gray. So I don't like the way it looks on my skin, but it is a beautiful highlighter. It's very pigmented. So if you're into like a shade like this, which is like kind of like a, to me, a bubblegum pink, it's a cooler tone pink, then I would definitely use it. But I am not into the cooler tone pinks. I'm more of into like the warm pinks. The cooler tone pinks, like I said, make my skin look a little gray. But either way, I still love this palette. I think every shade in here is beautiful, and I especially love the bronzers. I think the bronzers are perfect. So when I first used this palette, I used Skinny Legend as a slight contour, and then I went in with Latina like all over. But today what I'm gonna do is mix the two. I think both of them together would make a beautiful bronze shade. Now these are a little bit more powdery than normal, but I'm gonna go ahead and just bronze up my skin. So see how both of those shades look really beautiful on the skin. That's why I went ahead and mixed the two. Now I'm gonna go in with You're My Person. That's that blush right there. And this is very pigmented as well, guys. It is very nice on the skin. It has like that kind of pink corally shade. See how pigmented it is? I think I went in with too much. So be very careful. If you don't like to go in with a lot of blush, you might want to go in with a light hand. But it is such a gorgeous shade on the skin. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take my Kosas powder. This is the Cloud Set powder in Pillowy. I do have the shade Comfy as well. It leans more on the medium tan side. What I like to do with this is I like to go ahead and just like kind of buff everything and blend everything together. So now I'm gonna go back into the eye palette before we go into lips. And I'm gonna go into that shade 24. It's like the gold shade. So I'm going in with 24 first. And then because I wanna darken it a little bit, I'm going in with Aloe and Else. It's more of a brown tone shade. And then I'm going to take a little bit of OOTD, just a tiny bit, and just kind of like press it into the outer corner, closer to the lash line. So I did get the 2 lip kits that came with this collection. I am gonna put one of them on, the lightest shade, which I think is so gorgeous. I've already used it before, and it's the shade Camel. So this is the lighter shade. I am gonna swatch the other ones for you so that you can see what they look like. The first ones that I wanna swatch for you are the liquid lipsticks. And these liquid lipsticks, guys, do not feel drying on the lips. They feel really good on the lips. I didn't notice like separation or anything like that with these. But those right there are the 2 liquid lipsticks. The lighter shade is called Camel, and then the other shade is called Desert. So like you can see, they're very, very warm tone shades. The glosses are gorgeous as well, and they don't feel sticky or goopy or anything like that. They feel really nice on the lips, and I'm gonna use the lighter gloss today. You can barely see it on my hand. This one right here that's darker is called Stick With You, and then this one is called Juicy. So I am gonna use Juicy today because Juicy is the lighter one. I don't have a lip liner from BH Cosmetics, but I'm gonna go in with the Milani Saucy Toffee. I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Camel first. I'm gonna go in with Juicy on top of that. So I do love the lip products. I just want to go in with something a little bit lighter. I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Lipstick. So I'm just going to put this like on the center. This is really light, so it's going to be perfect just to lighten up those lips. And just to finish off my makeup, to set everything, I'm going to go in with the Professional Super Setter. This is actually by Benefit. All right, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you guys picked up any of these products and what you liked the best if you did. And I hope to see you guys on the next video. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.